So hello everyone, this is Bassi and I am back with the live sessions on this wonderful channel NEET Success Simplified. If you are new to this channel, I let you know that this channel is dedicatedly made for those aspirants who are from English medium, who wants to crack NEET but is not able to find a proper English channel for NEET. Yes. So today what we are going to do is that I hope that I am clearly audible and clearly visible. So I will check once and it seems that yes, I am audible and I am visible to everyone, right? Okay, great. Now, so as we have completed a major chapter of plant physiology, that is photosynthesis. And if you have not watched the lectures of photosynthesis, go back to the playlist and start watching those lectures. We have completed the full photosynthesis. Now it's time to complete one more chapter, which is plant growth and hormones. This chapter is kind of relatively easy as compared to the previous chapter which we did, which was plant growth and which was the photosynthesis. Okay, so I hope that you will be able to grab the concepts clearly here. So let's quickly start. Okay, one more surprise I have. Since we have completed photosynthesis, so I want to take a quiz session on photosynthesis. Now you decide, you comment in the comment box that at what time should we do the quiz session on Unacademy application. Okay, because we will do the polls and all. So in YouTube it's not possible. So we will go to the Unacademy application for this. Clear to everyone? Okay, great. I can see Shivesh and lots of other students haven't joined today or what? Okay, Sri Shai, are you absent today? Sri Shai and RK, are you all absent? Chalo, let's quickly start this session. So if we are talking about the plant growth and hormone, so number one thing, we should know about the growth. Like what is growth, right? First term which we are going to discuss is the growth. And the second question you might in your mind might arise that, sir, if I talk about the growth, so is it same in animals or is it different in animals if we talk about the plants? So see, I'll give two example. What example? One is suppose a dog, and let's have another example, a plant. Okay, yes sir, great. Now what kind of growth differences you can see in a dog and in a plant? Can you tell me what are the characteristic features of a growth in a dog? So sir, if I talk about the dog, so I can see that in 5 years, 2 years or 3 years, the growth is stopped. Yes or no? Yes sir, growth stops. Growth stops. But sir, in plant, I have seen some of the plants are even older than me. I am born in 2000 and plants in my house is present till 1989. So they are what? They're constantly growing, right? So in plants, growth doesn't stop. Yes or no? Unstoppable. Unstoppable. Yes or no? Okay, sir. So we got a major point here, right? Now, if I talk about the growth, the most common thing in both of the, or I should say in every organism, is can growth be reversible? A very good question I'm asking to you. Can growth be reversible? Think about it. Think it. Can growth be reversible? Can it happen like I am just, today I am of 6 feet and tomorrow when I woke up, I am seeing myself, oh, I am now 5 feet. Why? Because I have not eaten anything from past 2 days. Can it happen? No. So once the growth is done, it's not reversible. Yes or no? So can I write here, the growth is what? The growth is irreversible. Whether we talk in dog or whether we talk in plants, right? So growth is irreversible. Growth is irreversible. Great. Clear to everyone? Any doubts? Any doubts? Let me know in the comment section, right? You all know the drill. Now, let's talk about some more points here. So now there were some differences between the growth of an animal and growth of a plant. Now since we are discussing the plant growth, so let's focus more on the plants only. So let me write here plant growths. Plant growth. So number one thing which we discussed right now is that, sir, the plant growth is what? The plant growth is irreversible. Yes or no? Yes, sir. Let's write here irreversible. Okay, the plant growth is what? It is irreversible. That's great, sir. That's great. Now let's move on and let us talk about the like whether it stops or not. So sir, the plant growth doesn't stop. Plant growth is what? It is continuous throughout the life. Continues throughout the life. Okay, great, sir. It continues throughout the life. Now third example I have, or third thing we have, is that the growth is what? See, if I'm talking about the growth is continuous, right? If I'm talking about that the growth is continuous, that means what? The growth will be unlimited no matter what. So can I write here the growth is unlimited? Unlimited growth is present. Yes or no? Unlimited growth is present. Yes, my voice is clear, right? Yes, it's clear. Don't worry. Now let's move on and let's talk about the another characters. Let's move on and let's talk about the another character, which is what? Which is the growth is open form here. The growth is what? The growth is open form. The growth is open form. Now, sir, what is this open form? We will talk about this in later section. For now, just remember the growth is open form here. Second is what? Second is here in plant growth, if I talk about some tissues, there are some tissues like you can say meristematic tissues, there are some tissues like permanent tissues, there are some tissues like xylem, phloem, complex permanent tissues. So all the tissues doesn't divide in plants. Remember this. We are saying that plant growth is unlimited, but each and every part of the plant, each and every part of the plant tissue is not able to do the growth. Yes or no? So the only tissue which is showing the growth in the plant is the meristematic tissue. Okay, meristematic tissue. So I can say that meristematic tissue is generally present in the meristem of the plant. Now what is meristem, sir? You might have seen that there is a very on top of a branch or on top of a plant, a very soft thin kind of branch is there, I should say stem is there, and in that is very, very soft, and that contains the meristematic tissue, and so we say it as meristem. Okay, so I can say that here the growth is what? The growth is due to the division of the meristem. Okay, so meristem divides continuously here. Meristem divides continuously here. Okay, it's not like that each and every part of the plant is dividing. It's only the sorry, meristem is dividing. Clear? Okay, everyone, great. Now let's move on with the next point. One more thing. If I say that, see, we have discussed that in plant the growth is only and only happening where the meristematic tissue is present or where the meristem is present, right? So if I say this statement that the plant's growth is happening everywhere, so will it be correct or wrong? Will it be correct or wrong? If I say this statement that plant growth is happening everywhere, will this statement be correct or wrong? Think about it. Will this statement be correct or wrong? So sir, this statement will be wrong. this statement will be wrong. Yes or no? Yes, this will be a wrong statement because the plant growth is localized. As we discussed, the plant growth is only and only happening where the meristem is present. So I will write the plant growth is localized. Yes or no? Now here if we compare to the animal, so can you think about that? If you are growing, your hands are only growing, your legs are only growing, your neck is only growing. That doesn't happen. If in animals, if I talk about, so growth is what? The growth is not localized. Growth happens everywhere in animals. Yes or no? Yes. Are you the one whose growth happens only in hands and legs? Huh? No? So if you are an animal or if you are a human being is also a social animal, right? We also come under the animal kingdom. So if you are an animal and if you are a human being, so in your body, the growth is what? The growth is not localized. It is uniform everywhere. Clear? Great, sir. Now what? Now see, let's talk about some more characters here. Should I erase this diagram? Yes. Now see, let's have this, some other characters. Okay, localized growth we have said. Now, during this process, what is happening? During this process, plant is doing all the metabolic activities, yes or no? So I can write here, during the plant growth, metabolic activities also takes place. Metabolic activities also takes place. Obviously, no? Just imagine if there is no metabolic activities, we can't say actually that the living organism is living. Yes or no? So metabolic activities has to be taken place if a plant or if any living organism is growing or doing anything, right? So metabolic activities is taking place during the plant growth process. Clear to everyone? Any doubts anywhere? Any doubts anywhere? Let me know in the comment section. Yes, guys. No doubts? No doubts? Okay. Great. Great. Now, let's move on. Let's move on and let's talk about the phases of growth. Let's move on and talk about the phases of growth. See, like here in human beings, we were toddlers, yes or no? And after toddlers, we became kids, then teens, then other things, yes or no? Right? So similarly here also, what's happening? We are having the growth phases. So first is what? The first, okay, Shivesh, you don't have any doubts? Great. So first phase is what? Cell division phase. Okay. The first phase is cell division phase, right? Cell division phase. Now, what is the cell division phase, sir? Why we are talking about this cell division phase here? So see, cell division is a phase where the plant has only one thing in its mind, that I have to increase my numbers, yes or no? In this, only and only the numbers of cell is increasing, right? And this is also known as meristematic phase. As we discussed, that only and only meristematic tissue is able to divide, yes or no? As we discussed, the meristematic tissue is only able to divide. So which kind of tissue will be present in cell division phase? So the tissue which is going to participate in cell division phase will be the meristematic tissue only, yes or no? Yes? Yes or no? Yes, exactly. So this phase is also known as meristematic phase. So let's write here, or meristematic phase. Meristematic phase. Meristematic phase. Okay, everyone? Any doubts anywhere? Let me know in the comment section. Any doubts anywhere? Okay, great. Now, what are the characters of what are the characters of cell division phase, right? Or what are the characters of meristematic phase? So see, number one thing, cell is being divided. So what will happen, sir? The number of cell will increase. Yes or no? ये तो सबको पता है, right? If cell division is taking place and then cell division will be happening, so number of cells will increase. So we have number of cells will increase. Number of cells will increase. Yes or no? Yes, sir. Second, what, sir? Second, we have another characteristics here, and the next characteristic says that cells are what? Cells are going to have rich protoplasm. The amount of protoplasm will be very, very high as compared to the cells of other growth phase. Okay, so cell cytoplasm will be more. The amount of cytoplasm will be more. Okay, next, the cell will have chotu sa nucleus. The cell is going to have a very, very small nucleus, or we can say that conspicuous nuclei. Okay, so let's write here conspicuous nuclei. Okay, yes or no? Clear? Any doubts anywhere? Cell division phase mein what we are having? Number of cells will increase, great sir, and then the cell cytoplasm will increase, will be in more amount, and then we will be having what? We will be having a conspicuous nucleus. Yes or no? Conspicuous nucleus. Clear to everyone? Any doubts anywhere? Should I move forward? Oh, did I say conspicuous small? I'm so sorry. Conspicuous means what? It means it's easily visible. Easily you can, you can recognize that, oh, okay, this is the nucleus. Okay, so conspicuous nucleus is basically what? Large nucleus, easily visible nucleus. Okay, easily visible or large nucleus. Clear to everyone? Any doubts anywhere? Any doubts, people? Let me know in the comment section. No doubts? Should I drink a water for you? Chalo, if you don't have doubts, let's move forward. Let us move forward. So we discussed about conspicuous nuclei also. Next what? Next, see, the cell is what? The cell is trying to divide and divide and divide. Yes or no? And when the cell is trying to divide and divide and divide, what will it prefer? A thick cell wall or a thin cell wall? Just imagine. If it wants to divide, the cell wants to divide, cell is having a cell wall. What does it want? A thick cell wall or a thin cell wall? Though the cell wants to have a thin cell wall. Yes or no? So I can write here the cell wall in this phase is thin and primary. There is no secondary cell wall, there is no tertiary cell wall formed here. Okay, there is no tertiary and there is no secondary cell wall is formed here. So the cell wall is what? It is thin and what? And primary cell wall. Okay, thin and primary cell wall. Okay, clear to everyone? Any doubts anywhere? No doubts? Great. If you don't have any doubts, that's very good. Okay, now let's move on and let us talk about some other things. Here what happens, there is one term which is known as plasmodesmatal connection. So what is plasmodesmatal connection? See, let's suppose this is a cell, a plant cell I should say, and the outer one is the cell wall and the inner one is, let's suppose, the cell membrane. Okay, yes. There is another cell similar to like this. So let me make the cell membrane here. The white one is the cell membrane and the yellow one is the, let's suppose, cell wall. Okay, so we have cell wall here. This is cell wall and this one is the cell membrane. Okay, this one is the cell membrane. Clear to everyone? Any doubts? Cell wall and cell membrane is clear. Great, sir. Now see what's happening here is that we are having a plasmodesmatal connection. There is a connection, there is a gap between these two cells, and between this gap, with the help of these gaps, they transport what? They transport substances, they transport some molecules, they transport lots and lots of things, okay, with the help of these gaps. And these gaps are only known as what? They are known as plasmodesmata connection, okay. Plasmodesmatal connection. One second, I'll write it again. These are known as plasmodesmatal connection. Clear to everyone? Any doubts anywhere? Let me know in the comment section, right? Great. Now, let's move on and let's talk about that in phases of growth, which is cell division phase, there will be lots and lots of plasmodesmatal connections. So I will write here abundant plasmodesmatal connection. Abundant plasmodesmatal connection. Clear to everyone? Abundant plasmodesmatal connection, right? Yes or no? Good. So now let's move on to the next phase, which is cell enlargement phase or elongation phase. Till now, nothing was happening, just the cell was dividing. Till now, nothing was happening. The only thing which was happening is that the cell was dividing. But now the second phase of growth came, and here the cell is what? The cell is trying to grow. The cell is trying to increase its size. Yes or no? Okay. So the second phase we have is cell elongation. So let's write here, we have cell elongation. Now this phase is also known as cell elongation phase or cell enlargement phase. So whatever you feel is comfortable for you to learn it. But the second name also should be in your mind, because if suppose the question is being asked in NEET examination from cell elongation or cell enlargement, so you should know that they both are same thing, okay. So cell elongation, or I should say cell enlargement phase. Ignore my cough, okay. So cell elongation and cell enlargement phase. Clear to everyone? Any doubts anywhere? Any doubts anywhere? No doubts? Great. Now let's move on and let's talk about this phase. So here, see, if you focus on the name only, so here in the name it's written that cell, in the name it's written, what was written? One second. Here we had, cell division. That means number of cells is increasing. Yes or no? Cell divide kara rahe ho, so number to increase hoga na? Yes or no? Yes, sir. Here if I have told cell elongation phase, so sir, if cell, you are saying that cell elongation phase, so cell will increase in size. So the very first point here we can have is that size of the cell is increased. Size of the cell is increased. Yes or no? Yes. Do you know, like, I have a very good surprise for you, and the ones who are watching this video is going to, know about this surprise. Umar Shankar sir and I decided to start the 75 days challenge. Yes or no? So tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, I will be having one the 75 days challenge video, and that video will be very, very special to you. Like, I don't think so that in the whole YouTube you can see such type of content which I am going to provide you in those 75 days, right? So stay tuned for that, okay everyone? Chalo. So size of the cell is increased, yes or no? And here vacuolation, formation of vacuole, the size of vacuole, these all are happening. So I will write the term vacuolation. Vacuolation. The size in it is increasing. The okay, vacuoles, number of vacuoles is increased. Next we have what? Next we have here new cell wall is being made. New cell wall is made. Clear? So these are the things which is happening in the cell elongation, or I can say cell enlargement phase. Clear? Okay, chalo. Now let's move on and let's go towards the next phase, which is what? Which is differentiation phase or maturation phase. Okay, let's have cell maturation phase. Cell maturation phase, or I should say cell differentiation phase. Okay, cell differentiation phase. Again, if you are in search of notes, download that Excel sheet, yes or no, or you can follow me at my Unacademy community. There also I will be uploading notes time to time, so don't worry. Okay, so we have cell maturation phase or cell differentiation phase. Next, let's talk about what happens here. See, it consists of 2 or 3 phases. One is what? One says it is protoplasmic modification, and then we have the qualitative changes. Okay, so but we don't have to deal in that manner, so we are just going to focus what is actually happening here. See, so there is a cell. Okay, let's suppose this is a cell, right? And this cell wants to divide, so it will divide, right? It will divide. Okay, so the cell divided and they formed 2 daughter cells. Acha, if 2 daughter cells is being formed, which kind of cell division is present here? If 2 kinds of cells are formed, which kinds of, if two daughter cells is formed, which kind of division is happening? Mitosis or meiosis? Mitosis or meiosis? Which one is happening? Yes, Shivesh, are you there? Anyone in the comment section? Yes. So mitosis is happening. Great. Mitosis is happening. Okay. Now see, in this what is going to happen? Now, this cell will start to divide. This cell will again divide. So let's suppose this is dividing. Again, this cell is going to divide like this, and this is going to divide. So there are 2 types of cells here. One is, let's suppose, A, and the other one is B. So the A1 is what? The A1 is dividing continuously. But if I talk about the B1, now the B1 will be what? The B1 will start to form vacuoles. Okay, so the B1 will start to form vacuoles. Let's suppose this is a cell. I'll make this cell in a square format. This is a cell, and here what is happening? Vacuoles are being formed. Okay, next what? After the vacuoles is formed, new cell wall is being added, right? Secondary cell wall, tertiary cell wall, all these cell wall is being added. And then what is happening? Then what is happening? Sorry. I am so sorry, people. Okay, so cell, what I said, this particular cell is what? This particular cell will be not dividing. It will go into the next phase, which is cell elongation phase, and everything happened there. After this, this cell will be what? This cell will be matured. After this, this cell will be what? This will be matured. It is going to get converted into a particular special type of cell. Maybe a xylem cell, maybe a xylem tissue, maybe any other cells, right? So this is what? This is the cell differentiation phase or cell maturation phase. So what happened here? Okay, you are not able to see it. See, now you can see. Or should I move forward? I'll move here. So this is what, this is the main cell. Okay, this cell divided A and B. So one cell is what? One cell is getting divided. One cell continues the cell cycle, and one cell did what? One cell didn't divide it further. It did what? It went into the second stage, which is cell elongation. And in cell elongation, vacuolation took place and the increase of cell size took place, and then it matured and made a special type of cell. So this happens during the plant growth phases. Okay, everyone? Understood? This happens in the plant growth phase. Clear? Any doubts anywhere? Any doubts anywhere to anyone? Any doubts anywhere to anyone? Let me know in the comment section if you have any doubts. No doubts? Okay, great. So let's do the differentiation, dedifferentiation and redifferentiation from tomorrow at 4:30. Okay, from tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. This class will be at 4:30 p.m. regularly, and you have another class today scheduled at 7 p.m. which is of genetics, and in that we are going to do sex determination today. Okay, sex determination today. Clear to everyone? And notes, where you have to find the notes, I'll give you a link in the comment section or in the description box. Click there and you will see the chapter numbers, you will see the class links, and you will see the notes as well. Okay, so chalo, till then, bye bye everyone, meet you in the next class.